Only last week, at the grave of our son, Daniel, of blessed memory, Hashem Yikom Damo, at his second funeral and burial, which by the grace of God we were able to bring him back for burial, I shared an idea which I'd only heard 2 days before, which transformed my understanding of what it means to be a Jew. And I want to explain it in more detail today. What a powerful line. I quoted and said that it's true that the Jewish people may be the tiniest of nations, but we are the largest family. You see, I actually heard this from a friend of mine from Cape Town, Mark Todas, who sent me just 2 days before his condolences. And I phoned him afterwards and I said, because only in the day when I spoke about thinking what to say at the funeral, I quoted it. I said to him afterwards, where did you hear this from? And he said, did you make it up? He said, I actually heard it from the current chief rabbi of the United Kingdom, the British Commonwealth, my friend, Chief Rabbi Sir Ephraim Mirvis. So I want to quote it in his name, because our sages say the minimal amount of gratitude we should have as Jews, especially when it comes to pearls of wisdom of Torah, is to say it b'shem umro, in the person we heard it from. So thank you, Mark and Rabbi Mirvis, for this. But I just want to share with you, see, that's what it means to be a Jew. To be a Jew is not that we are this tiny nation of 15 million people against 300 million in the region, against much other larger nations. That is not true. We are a family of 15 million. We're one of the biggest families, the biggest family in the world. And this is such a transformative moment. I want to share with you that this is what I've been thinking so much over the last few weeks. You see, the reason that so many of the American soldiers came out, Idan Alexander on his 2 feet, walking out with no price paid, is not only because of the graciousness, incredibly, of the Trump administration, President Trump. It's because of our mishpocha, the Jews who are part of that administration. Steve Witkoff, who lost a son and took it upon himself to be able to feel the pain of others and bring out Idan Alexander. And Jared Kushner and Witkoff together, along with President Trump. Jews, people connected to the Jewish community who feel what it means to be part of our mishpucha, of our family. So too, I met the other day with Rabbi Beryl Lazar, chief rabbi from Moscow, who did so much, not only for our son behind the scenes, but also did for so many of the Russian families to get their loved ones out. At the end of the day, it was because of the Jewish connection, the mishpucha. And so too in South Africa, so many things were done behind the scenes. My friend Zev Krengel, and a dear friend for many, many years, and with his connections in South Africa and beyond, because of the mishpocha, the friendship, what makes us as a Jewish people so unique. We may be very, very small in numbers, and as a people, we're very unimpressive from a numbers point of view, but we're family. And when you're family, you do what nobody else will do. It's that which explains why over 100,000 people came back on the first day and the first 3 weeks to put their lives on the line, where people from other countries were running away from the war in Ukraine and Russia, but not us, because we're not patriots. What joins us together is not patriotism and connections of nationality. It's because we are family and extended family. And yes, as family, we fight as brothers do. Milchemet achim. Wars amongst brothers are the worst. Sibling fighting is sometimes terrible. And civil wars amongst, so to speak, brothers is terrible. But the flip side of that is how much we care. And we, the Jewish people, are brothers and sisters, as it was Avraham who said to Lot when Lot was fighting, when their shepherds were fighting, Ki anashim achim anachnu, we are brothers. And I believe that is what is so special about the Jewish people. Yes, we might fight at times and argue over all types of things, but we family. And you know what family does? It doesn't only fight with rivals that brothers can do. We care so much about each other that we'll do things not out of patriotism that no person would do for another member of this society. We mishpocha. To use it in Hebrew, the Hebrew jargon in Arabic, we are the largest chamula. We may be the smallest and tiniest people, but the largest mishpocha, the largest chamula. And when it's family, the love amongst family members is very, very different. And it's in this week's parasha that it says for the first time in chapter Yud, in chapter 10, the idea of mishpacha, that the nations of the world spread out of families. They were initially families, descendants of Noah and his children, and families became nations. Most nations today have lost that. With the urban growth and the meteoric growth of so many, both religious and national growth, most of the people not only don't know each other, there are no more family connections. But you see what is unique for us as Jews, with all the challenges of us remaining so small, there's a connection of family. And maybe our greatest light unto the nations is that we remind all nations of the world what true nationalism is really about. It's about family. Mishpachotehem legoyehem, as it says in chapter 10. We started as families and then we became a nation. Maybe that is our light into the nations, to the family of nations, that we first and foremost are family. And I want to share that is really what it's all about. We are family. And you know why? One final thought. We still have 13 deceased hostages, including 5 combat soldiers and 3 officers of them, including Itai Chain from our tank, and Omer Utra, a command of another tank, who Daniel was so friendly with, and we've got a responsibility to them. And just like we have managed to bring out almost over 240 of the hostages, and there's still 13 bodies, we will, please God, be able to do it, because there's something about being part of our people which will do anything for each other. We are not only one for all, we are all for one. We care about each other. It's about family. It's about mishpacha. How blessed we are to be a part of a nation which may be small, but mishpacha is mishpacha. We are one big family. Shabbat Shalom.